Thomas Promise. One day, Thomas and Percy were at the yards. They were playing one of their favorite games.
Are you ready, Percy?
Ready, Thomas?
Biff, bash, bosh!
Catch, Thomas!
Heads up, Percy!
What the? Hey, come back!
Come on, Watts. What do you think you're doing? You almost caused an accident.
Sorry, James.
We were just playing a game.
Well, I'm not in the mood for any of your games today. After all, we have work to do. And if you keep doing that, you'll be in big trouble, or worse. The Fat Control will be very cross.
Okay, sorry, James. You don't have to be spoil sport, you know.
We still have time. We could play another round.
Great idea, Percy.
The two engines got ready to play their game a second time. Ready?
Ready!
Biff, bash, bosh!
Catch, Percy!
Nice one, Thomas. Here it comes, Thomas.
I call this one the Farquhar Flyer.
Great gears!
Uh-oh.
While the mess was being cleaned up, Sir Topham had arrived. He did not look pleased. What were you two thinking playing around like that? Just look at what you've done. Now Edward will have to go to the repair yard to be repaired.
We're sorry, sir.
We didn't know an accident was going to happen.
Honestly, we didn't, sir. It was just...
Silence! Percy, you will stay here in the yard and shut trucks the proper way. And as for you, Thomas, you will be taking Edward's next train.
Yes, sir. Time to go to work. Edward, what's all that in your train?
Well, Thomas, these are old parts. They may be old, but they're still very useful. Instead of being thrown away, they're going to a new recycling plant. At least they were.
Don't worry, Edward. I'll get it in 2 tooths of my whistle. I Thomas promise.
Well now, look at a little Steamy with his heavy load.
Shut up, Diesel. He's doing his best.
Well, his best isn't good enough. A diesel like me should take heavy loads.
Okay, Diesel, let's race. I can take half the train and you can take the other. Whoever arrives at the new recycling plant wins.
Yeah, well, what's in it for me?
If you win, I'll do your shunting for a week. But if I win, you do mine for a week.
All right, Thomas, you got a deal.
So Thomas and Diesel lined up their trains to start the race. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Whoever delivers the trucks to the cycling plant and meet each other at the repair shed first is the winner.
You're going down, Thomas.
I wouldn't bet on it, Diesel.
On your mark, get set, go! Thomas and Diesel raced along. They both want to get to the recycling plant first.
Haha! Take that, Diesel. What the? How did you? Oh, that devious Diesel. When I get my buffers on him, he's gonna pay for this.
Further down the line, Diesel was waiting at a red signal. He was feeling very pleased with himself.
When will Thomas learn? He should know by now that diesels are better than steamies in every way.
I've got you now, Diesel.
Change the points! Thomas is going the wrong way!
Oh, I'll never make it to a cycling plant at this rate.
It wasn't long before Thomas reached Gordon's Hill.
I'll get these trucks to the recycling plant and win the race if it's the last thing I do.
As Thomas got to the top, the coupling snapped.
Oh no! My trucks! Come back here! Nia, watch out!
Bust my buffers!
Sorry about that, my trucks have broken away. Oh no, I'm going too fast!
Luckily, no one was hurt, but Thomas felt very silly and very foolish too. Soon, Harvey arrived to help clear the mess. He tried to cheer Thomas up.
Don't worry, lad. I'll have you back on the track in 2 toots of my whistle.
Oh, what's the point? Diesel's so far ahead now, I'll never win the race. I guess I'm not number 1 after all. No! I might not win this race, but I made a promise to Edward, and I'm going to keep it.
That's the spirit, Thomas.
Soon, Thomas was on his way again, but this time, he was determined to beat Diesel. He was focusing on keeping his promise. But as he came to a junction, Thomas saw Diesel, who had broken down.
Well. What happened to you, Diesel?
I overheat my engine. I've broken down.
Oh, so that's why I didn't take long to find you. Never mind, Diesel. I can take your trucks and mine to a recycling plant for you. Thomas promise.
So Thomas took his and Diesel's train and set off for the recycling plant. Then he came back to fetch Diesel.
What are you doing, Thomas?
I'm taking you to a repair yard. I can't leave you here to rot. That will never do.
I suppose it wouldn't.
By the time Thomas and Diesel arrived at the repair shed, it was very late. And to make matters worse, there stood Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas!
Sir? What are you doing here?
I've heard all about your little race with Diesel. You should know by now that I don't approve of you racing. I have every right to punish you again, as well as you, Diesel. However, you still managed to deliver Edward's train to the recycle plant and helping a fellow engine in need. So, I shall say no more about today's events.
Of course, sir. That was the plan.
Thank you, Thomas, for keeping your promise.
I couldn't have done it without Diesel.
Wait, what?
Well, you're the one who broke down, and I took half of the train, and you still made an effort.
And now that I'm repaired, I can do my other jobs.
That's a good engine. And you, Thomas, can go to your branch line tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I guess all ends well, right, Thomas?
Yep. So you have to do my shunting for a week, Diesel. A deal's a deal, you know.
Bother!
There you two are. Phew. What did I miss?
It's a long story, Percy.
Thomas's new trucks. It was a busy, bustling day on the island of Sodor. The engines in the freight cars were working very hard. Thomas was shunting freight cars in the yard, but his cars were old and rusty. It was very hard work. Then James arrived.
Look!
James puffed proudly.
The Vectron has given me some smart new trucks. They're much nicer than yours.
It's not fair.
moaned Thomas.
I want new cars too.
The next morning, Sir Topham Hatt has a surprise for Thomas. Thomas, your trucks are getting old for your heavy loads. You ought to have some new ones just like James. Thomas was delighted. Thomas collected his new freight cars and puffed proudly away. But when Thomas arrived at the docks, there was James. He was showing his new freight cars to Bill and Ben.
I've got new freight cars too.
Puffed Thomas. They're even nicer than James's, puffed Bill and Ben.
Your trucks may be nice and new now,
Huffed James.
but you'll never keep yours clean as mine.
Yes, I will.
Chuffed Thomas.
I'll have the cleanest freight cars on the island.
James watched Thomas puffed away. The next day, Thomas puffed into the quarry. James's cars were already loaded,
I've got my stone already,
boasted James.
and not the spot of the quarry dust on me.
I can do that too.
Pounded Thomas. So Thomas backed under the hopper. But just as the stone was released, Thomas's freight cars chuckled. Then they rolled a bit more.
Bother!
Huffed Thomas. Puffed James.
Your trucks don't see look new now.
Thomas was cross. Thomas puffed to the coaling plant.
This time, behave yourself.
Thomas snapped.
I want you to stay clean.
When he arrived, Thomas backed carefully and slowly under the coal hopper. But the freight car chuckled. Then he rolled too far again. Thomas and his freight cars were dirtier than ever. Later, when Thomas arrived at the washdown, there was James.
See? I got the neatest trucks you'll ever have in these hours getting yours cleaned.
Laughed James. Thomas was very cross. The next morning, when Thomas puffed into the yard, he had an idea.
If I use my old trucks to take the coal,
He huffed.
my new freight cars will still look clean and new. That's it!
So Thomas backed up to collect his old trucks. He collected some coal from the coaling plant. Then he raced across the countryside.
Haha!
Laughed Thomas.
I could get these trucks really messy and get the coal to the docks on time.
Then there was trouble. The rusty coupling broke. Thomas's trucks were rolling by themselves.
Cinders and ashes!
Cried Thomas. Thomas applied his brakes, but he stopped too quickly. The trucks bumped into the back of Thomas and the coal spilled all over the tracks. Thomas was stuck. Soon, Sir Topham Hatt arrived on Harvey. Thomas, these trucks are too old for pulling coal, Sir Topham Hatt said sternly, and now you have caused confusion and delay,
Sorry, sir.
said Thomas. Harvey and the workmen soon cleared the trucks, but Thomas still had to deliver the coal to the docks, so he raced back to the shunting yards. And this time, he collected his smart new freight cars. Harvey and the workmen loaded the coal into Thomas's freight cars. The new cars were soon filthy, but they were filled with coal and ready to go, and they were very happy. Thomas raced to the docks. Suddenly, the trucks were being troublesome. They rolled easily up hills. They rounded quickly down the hill, and they sang all the way. Thomas raced into the docks. We need to unload quickly, the dock manager called. But don't worry, we'll try and keep your new freight cars clean,
That's okay.
puffed Thomas.
My freight cars would rather be useful than clean.
Just then, James puffed into the docks,
Look at your filthy, filthy trucks.
boasted James.
Filthy again! Not like mine!
James tried to pull away, but his troublesome trucks didn't want to be clean anymore. Hold back, they chuckled. Just then, Cranky's cable snapped. He dropped a large crate of melons,
Buffer!
puffed James,
James,
tooted Thomas,
I think freight cars like to be useful rather than clean.
and all the tracks agreed. Trust Thomas. Thomas the Tank Engine was feeling bright and cheerful. It was a splendid day. Hello, Thomas.
Hello, Percy. I see you're going to work at the harbor today.
I am, Thomas. I have a lot to do. See you later.
Okay, see you later, Percy.
Next, Thomas saw Birdie.
Hello, Birdie. Come for a race today?
But all Birdie could say was,
Ouch! That's another hole on the road.
Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that, Birdie.
smiled Thomas. Thomas was in good spirits when Birdie arrived at the next station.
Bad luck, Birdie. So if you're a steam engine, you will run on a pair of reliable rails.
Replied Birdie.
The railway was supposed to deliver tar to mend the road. You can't trust a thing that runs on rails.
I run on rails. You can trust me, Birdie. I'll see if I can find out what's happened.
And Thomas puffed away towards the big station. James was snorting about in the yard.
It's not fair. Percy has to go to the harbor, and I have to do his job here, there, and everywhere. Take that!
Oh, groaned the freight cars. Just you wait. We'll show you. Gordon laughed. I'll tell you what, James. If you pretend to be ill everywhere, you You could shunt freight cars here or go to the quarry there, could you?
What a good idea.
Agreed James.
Look, here comes Thomas. I'll stop pretending now.
Thomas was sorry to see the engines looking so miserable.
Cheer up, you two. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, grumbled Gordon, but not for James.
What's the matter with James, Gordon?
He's sick, replied Gordon.
Yes, he is. I am.
Started James,
I don't feel well at all.
Don't worry, James.
said Thomas kindly.
I'll help out if you're ill.
Gordon and James sniggered quietly to each other.
It's Thomas the Tank Engine, hip 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 hooray! Chugga chugga chug chug chop chop chop, he rides along the way. And when you hear that whistle, it can only be one train. Your favorite little engine, Thomas is his name.
Thomas the Tank Engine rolling along. All of his friends will be coming along. Thomas, we love you.
Some of James's cars were columned behind Thomas and he steamed away to the quarry. But the cars were still cross. We couldn't pay James back for bumping us, so we'll play tricks on Thomas instead. One engine is as good as another.
Just clap, clap, clap and sing along. Thomas, we love you.
But Thomas didn't hear them. He collected all the stone from the quarry and then set off back to the junction.
Thomas the Tank Engine rolling along. All of his friends will be coming along. Thomas, we love you. Thomas, we love you. Thomas, we love you.
Danger lay ahead. Now for our plan, giggled the cars. Go faster! Go faster! Slow down, called Thomas's driver and applied the brakes. Poor Thomas stood dazed and surprised in a muddy pond as a toad eyed him suspiciously.
Bust my buffers!
Muttered Thomas.
The day starts so well, too.
Duck pulled away the cars while Nia helped Thomas back to the junction. Suddenly, Thomas remembered the missing car. He told Nia all about it,
That's strange, Thomas.
said Nia.
A car full of tar has been left at Edward Station. That must be it. I'll make sure to get it to Birdie after I take you to the junction.
Thanks, Nia.
Later, James spoke to Thomas.
I'm sorry about your accident.
He muttered.
And so is Gordon. We didn't mean to get you into trouble.
No, indeed, spluttered Gordon. A mere misunderstanding, Thomas. All's well that ends well. Just then, Bertie arrived. He looked much more cheerful.
My road's being mended now.
Oh, I am glad to hear that.
Replied Thomas.
Thanks for all you did. Now I know I can trust an engine, especially if his name is Thomas.
Gordon and James puffed silently away to Titmuss Sheds, but Thomas still had company.
Well, well.
He sighed.
What a day for surprises.
The Toad, who was looking forward to a ride home, noisily agreed.